History Channel, and today as a guest we have Dr. Heimlich Maneuver, retired historian and expert on Inca history and the Inca Empire. Welcome to the show, Dr. Maneuver.
Thank you so much, Anna Saskowski. That's a lovely name.
Oh, thank you. I don't get that a lot, but thank you.
All good, my lady.
Well, thank you for being here again. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Well, as Anna has proclaimed of who I am Professor or Doctor Heimlich Maneuver. I graduated from the University of Toronto. If that's make-believe, I don't know. I'm old.
Oh, it's okay, Dr. Maneuver. It happens. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the Inca Empire and the fact that their way of communication and record keeping, which in fact was not written. Do you want to tell us a little bit before we get into the Quipu about the background, some background facts about the Inca Empire for anybody who might not know?
Yes, I can definitely do that. I did study it. So, the Inca Empire emerged in the Peru Andes in the early 13th century. The Inca Empire was the largest pre-Columbian era civilization in South America. Did you know that, Anna?
No, well, I knew a little bit, so thank you.
Good education. Now, at its peak, the Inca Empire spanned from Peru into Ecuador, Bolivia, Argentina, Chile, and further north into the southernmost tip of Colombia.
Oh, wow. So that's a large empire for its time.
Yes, it definitely was, Anna. Despite several hard-fought battles, the last Inca stronghold was overtaken by the Spanish conquistadors in 1572.
Oh, those damn conquistadors.
Those buggers, I tell you.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that brief little Inca history, Dr. Maneuver. Moving forward, because this is a program that's about the Quipu and its significance in the Inca Empire, I was wondering if you wanted to kind of give the audience a brief explanation of what the Quipu actually was and what its functions were.
Oh, Anna, I'll be delighted to tell you. So, a quipu is a collection of varying colored strands and knots placed strategically in relation to one another as a method of recording and storing information.
Wow, interesting. So when you say recording and storing, my instincts when I think of recording and storing, I think of written word and recording that on something like a piece of paper or so you're telling me that they would record information with a Quipu without actually writing anything?
That is correct, Anna.
Interesting.
I will explain more in detail for you.
Please do, Dr. Maneuver.
Despite not having an official written record-keeping method, and appearing arbitrary and meaningless to the untrained eye, the Quipu is a highly complex method of information storage, containing nuanced but meaningful differences in color, shade, strand length, proximity to other strands, and strand level.
Wow,
Yes.
It sounds very complex for strings.
Yeah, it's like you wear a bracelet or something. It's like, I don't understand.
So a Quipu is very, it's robust in its information that it stores.
Yes, definitely. So, not unlike written records, meaning is assigned to the various nuances of the Quipu, thus making it a rich and robust record-keeping tool utilized by the Inca Empire.
Interesting,
Yes.
Dr. Maneuver. Moving forward, did you want to talk a little bit about like when I say function of the Quipu, I mean what was it primarily used for?
Right, Anna, I can describe that for you. So, whilst a relatively peaceful civilization in its methods, the Inca Empire was extensive and rivaled many Eurasian empires in both size and efficiency.
Interesting.
When moving into a new area, the Quipu could be used to record administrative points of interest such as population, workforce, labor assignment, and output, among other things too. Now, using complexities within the Quipu, such as the color, tactile differences between material and very knots for touch, and proximity between strands and knots to assign meaning to the physical attributes of the Quipu. Now, primarily, the Quipu was used to exercise and enforce bureaucratic practice and reflect the centralized governing body, the Inca Empire. The Quipu was often used as a source of record keeping passed on from one court head of localized government within the empire to his successor. Those are the functions of the Quipu, Miss Anna Saskowski.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maneuver. Okay, Dr. Maneuver, well, thank you so much for that last little bit on the functions of the Quipu and some background or information on the ancient Inca Empire. We're about to wrap this up, but I was wondering if you just wanted to sort of move into some of those more nuanced complexities of the Quipu that you had mentioned earlier.
I know I would love to tell you about them. So the first one I would like to speak about is direction of a Quipu. So a Quipu will use both vertical and horizontal direction and assignment of meaning. Placement of strands horizontally on the main chord can depict chronological time, whether that's before or after. And vertical placement can depict levels from above or below. Next, the proximity between strands and knots also contains meaning and can be adjusted until the Quipu's final form. Knots of different types can be found on the strands, and each one of those knots can contain different assigned meanings as well. And lastly, are colors. A Quipu uses both color coding and shades of color to provide an even more robust analysis of its contents and information. And that's all the information of the Inca Empire and the Quipu.
Well, that is very interesting, Dr. Maneuver. Thank you so much.
Anna, thank you.
Well, it was very informative. I enjoyed my time here with you. I just wanted to ask you before we wrap up and say bye, if my classmates or colleagues wanted to find out or to read a little bit more about your work on the Quipu and the Inca Empire, where could we find that?
I have created a presentation that your students can find on Blackboard through their school.
Perfect. So, like he said, head to Blackboard, rdcblackboard.com, and check out Dr. Heimlich Maneuver's presentation on the Inca Empire and the Quipu.
There are pictures.
Thank you, Dr. Maneuver. Thanks for being with us.